Hi, everybody. Claudia here from Fluffy Cow Coffee. As you know, we are the only coffee company in the country that supports farm animal sanctuaries. And we do this by hosting weekly, week-long online fundraisers benefiting a specific sanctuary around the country. And we donate $2.50 for every item sold during the course of the week-long fundraiser. And today we're with the lovely Colleen of Snouts of Sedona. Hi, Colleen.
Hi, thank you for having me, and thank you for your support and your wonderful coffee and all you do for farm sanctuaries.
Oh, well, it's why we get up in the morning, Colleen, but thank you so much. Now, tell everybody all about Snouts of Sedona. Where are you? How big is your sanctuary? How many residents do you have? And who's behind you?
Awesome. So we are in Sedona, Arizona, and we're a fairly small sanctuary. We have 21 piggies here at our main location. We have 11 at our board members location, who's just down the street. We have another 5 that are on their way in just a couple weeks here.
Oh,
So
wow.
we built out a new space, and now we're going to welcome a few more residents.
Okay.
And then kind of what's a little odd and bizarre about us is because we're maxed out really with what we can do at our locations is that we have a lot of fosters. So we have about 80 piggies that we team foster with a number of other sanctuaries and rescuers to try and get them out of shelters and get them into homes. So that's the gist of us.
That is an interesting model. I think when we chatted before, I think I mentioned, I don't think I know of a foster-based model in the world of farm animal sanctuary. So I think that's really interesting. And so when you are fostering, so I know you've got the board members have 11 of the residents in foster. So does that mean that the pigs are up for adoption?
Good question. So the 11 that are at the board members are part of our sanctuary. They have a forever home with us. So so technically we've got 32 currently, soon to be 37 that are permanent residents that will never leave forever, ever, ever. And ideally we would like to get bigger property eventually to kind of combine and then bring in more residents as well. The 80 of them that we're team fostering, those are available for adoption. So those guys are from neglect cases or just straight pulled out of shelters and in quarantine, and we are looking to find them homes. The people that we work with are absolutely fantastic, and they know that potbelly pigs are really hard to find homes for, so they're very long-term fosters.
Right.
But we do have success finding homes with the big team of us. And then, yeah, so we are always looking for people who can give good homes to potbelly pigs because there are just more than we can accommodate at our sanctuary.
Sure. So I have so many questions. Okay. Now, one, are the residents, they're not all potbellies, or are they all potbellies?
They are all potbelly. Well, there's an exception. I mean, I think they're mixes, but they're all what you consider miniature pigs. We do have one that's like a coon mix, and one that's a couple of them that are mixes, probably with farm pigs because they're on the bigger side, but they're all what you consider miniature or part of the potbelly-ish family.
Okay, so that brings up the point for the audience here. Tell us about the size of potbelly pigs.
So potbelly pigs in general are on average are about 120, 150 pounds. They can kind of get as small as that 70-pound range, and they can go up to the 300-pound range, depending on the potbelly pig and its genetics. Just like you can have a 7-foot tall human and a 3-foot tall human. Yeah. There's a lot of variety in there. We do occasionally, I get the question all the time, what about these teacups and royal Danis?
I was going to ask about the teacup.
Yeah, the teacup. So most of the time when you see breeders advertising teacups, they're piglets. And you can look at their faces in the pictures. They are guaranteed to be piglets, only weeks or months old. It's a lot of scammy stuff out there. I do every once in a while see very small pigs, but they're generally not super healthy. So we've been working with a really big neglect case that was over 200 pigs that were part of it. And a lot of these pigs are really still very small. We're talking about like 40 and 50 pounds, and they're a year old. Now, pigs can grow up till they're 5 years old. So these guys may all of a sudden bloom and fill out and turn into normal pigs. They could stay on the smaller side, but unfortunately, their growth was stunted from malnourishment and disease. And so that's, even though you occasionally find these small ones, they're just not healthy. So we really don't like to push that that really even exists, that smaller side exists, because it doesn't healthily exist. But in general, 70 to, about 200 pounds is really your average standard potbelly or miniature pig.
And is it fair to say that when you have if you're getting what you think is a teacup and it's 50 pounds, it's not a teacup?
It's not a teacup. Well, these teacups, people are saying that they're like 20-pound pigs. They're like your little put in your purse Paris Hilton pig.
Right. Like the 200 that you're trying to help, they're not really teacups.
They're not really teacups. They're just regular potbelly pigs that somebody malnourished. And unfortunately, a lot of breeders too, when they sell these little pigs, they tell them to give them like barely any food. They're handing them a few kibbles, and these things are just emaciated, starving, stunted growth. Bones aren't growing. It's really sad. And then ultimately, the breeders didn't tell them the cost for spaying and neutering, and how the needs that a pig has. And so they're getting surrendered to sanctuaries after they're a couple of years old, and now they've got all sorts of health problems and behavior problems.
Sure.
Yeah, it's so sad. So no, there's no such thing as a teacup pig. It doesn't exist.
Right. And by the way, let's not put pigs in apartments.
Yeah, I'd say that there's only a few exceptions to the rule, but that's just like a dog. Take your pig out to get it stimulation and enjoyment. I do see that there are people that will take their pigs on hikes and walks. Not all pigs enjoy that, but there is variety there. But I think pigs do need access to the great outdoors. They need to be able to root and explore, and that's a really important part.
And be a pig.
Exactly, be a pig.
Even outside, doing what pigs do.
Exactly.
Living your best life as a pig, like the way pigs are meant to live their lives.
Yeah. It's funny that you bring this up too. We have, people have raised these pigs all different ways, but we do have quite a few pigs that really just don't love going outside all that much. It's just like humans. There are humans that don't want to leave the TV, and there are pigs that don't want to leave the TV either. So
and it's hot where you are.
Yeah, we're in a pretty good zone, so we get a little bit of snow and we get a little bit of heat, but most of the year it's absolutely perfect and beautiful here. It's like this Mediterranean band that we fit in across the U.S. So we're not traditional Arizona; we're northern Arizona.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to backtrack just a smidge. Okay, so many questions. All right, one, so many pigs. When you say the shelter, what shelters are they municipal shelters? Are they government shelters? Like, where are the pigs going, and how are they getting there? Is it a owner surrender situation more often than not, rather than like the dog catcher grabbing a pig?
So most of the time they are not owner surrenders, and a lot of the shelters don't even allow that. So the majority of the shelters we actually work with are in Southern California, because it is a absolutely huge problem, and Southern California itself can't take on that. So a bunch of us across the United States band to try and help. Most of these pigs have been caught as strays because somebody decided that they didn't want their pig anymore, and they just opened the door and let it run the streets. And so then the county has to pick it up. So these are usually county and city shelters that we're working with. So some of the ones that we are just constantly pulling pigs out of are DeVore, which is in San Bernardino, California, the Riverside Shelter, the Norco Shelter, San Jacinto, Bakersfield, Apple Valley. So those areas, and they are just unfortunately a constant stream of pigs.
Wow.
We can't keep up with it. And then the shelters actually will give us phone calls and beg us to come help before they euthanize them, because there are more pigs coming in.
So are the shelters equipped to care for pigs?
No, not at all. Most of these shelters don't even have a vet on staff. So we actually just helped pulled a pig from the Riverside Shelter, San Jacinto, just a couple days ago. And she had not seen a vet. They had consulted one over the phone, but her entire backside was just ripped open and infected and festering. And she had been in the shelter for a week. Before that, we became aware of her and were able to move her. But nope, she didn't get any vet care. We pick them up with mange all the time, and we beg, can you please just give them ivermectin? It's not that hard, and they're itching and they have no hair. Nope. So they really, unfortunately, don't want to learn either. We're trying to form better partnerships with the shelter, but the rotation of people in and out of these places, it's really hard. They view them quite often as food. as
Sure.
a commodity, and they just really aren't thinking of them as living beings that deserve to, that have feelings and deserve not to be in pain.
Right. Right. And that likely, like, I'm thinking, like, I used to run an animal rescue, and I'm thinking of, where the dogs were kept. That's probably where the pigs are kept, and they're much bigger than dogs.
Yeah, so a lot of times they do keep them in the kennels. Usually they have a slightly bigger space, but not always. Maybe like a 5x7 space that this pig is in. Some shelters do have bigger spaces because they do accept farm animals, even if
Yeah.
they're not really good with them.
Yeah.
But it's super traumatic for a pig, especially a pig that was a house pig that somebody loved, thought it was going to stay small. Most pigs are very deathly afraid of dogs. And, if those of us who have been in a shelter hearing that barking constantly, it's a fight or flight thing for the poor pigs. They're just kind of cowering in the corner listening to the barking. Yeah.
And are pigs, are they sensitive by nature?
Yes, super sensitive. They are a prey animal, so they really react greatly to things, to sounds, to like visual. Their eyes are really not that great, so they freak out when something zips or darts past them. So they're sensitive in a loving way, but also just sensitive in a environmental way as well.
So I'm going to say, for what you call a small sanctuary, you're really doing amazing work, and you're impacting lots of lives.
Thank you.
We
try.
You might have 21 there with 5 on their way, and then you have all the ones in foster, and then the ones in basically sanctuary foster. So, I mean, I think what's so interesting to me is that this is a way of doubling and tripling impact by utilizing a foster system.
Yes. Yeah, because we can only do so much as a sanctuary, and really the big role we jump into is coordinating. We try to jump in, we coordinate, we network, we foster. It's like every last hour of the day that we have, we try and help pigs.
Now, how long have you been in existence? How long has Snouts of Sedona been around?
So we officially, airplane flying over. We officially became a 501c3 in 2022, but we've had pigs for much longer than that. And in fact, my husband and I, who are the founders of it, we've been in pig rescue for over 20 years, mostly on the backside of things, doing transporting, taking care of getting pigs to spay and neuter appointments and those types of things. But we actually officially in 2022 said, this is it. This is lifestyle, and we're only going to help more and more pigs from here.
That's fantastic. Okay, now, why, in your words, why pigs, Colleen?
Oh my gosh. Well, I am an animal lover, but my first experience with pigs is my husband and I went on a vacation like 25 plus years ago, and we went to a place that had pigs. I'd grown up in a small mountain community, never been around pigs. And I love touching animal noses. That's my thing. Touch it. So, and I put my finger. Huh? Yeah, you gotta bop it. I put my finger into the pin where these piggies were, and I like they all came running up to my finger. They wanted their noses touched, and I was like, "It's the perfect animal. It wants a nose touch." And
it loves a good bop.
Oh, it loves a good bop, and just they melt your heart with their little eyes, their little hooves. I mean, all you have to do is give them a little rub on their belly and they're over, and they just want to snuggle and hug. So, I was sold on pigs, and that's been it. It's really the solo animal ever since.
And now, so that is the solo animal too. Like, you are Snouts of Sedona. You're not Snouts and Ears of Sedona. You don't have goats. You don't have cows. You don't have horses. You are Snout Central.
Snout Central. We have a couple of rescue goldfishes that we acquired, but other than that, nothing else. We really that is our passion, and our love is pigs. There are so many that need help, and we also find it, it's really hard as a farm sanctuary when people take care of multiple species. That is difficult when you have to understand the medical needs and just the behavioral things. It is so much. And so, we just love pigs, and we feel that specializing, the fact there's so many that need homes, that's our calling.
Yeah. Now, is it the case as well in Arizona that people love like, get pigs as pets?
100%. So there's quite a few big sanctuaries out here in Arizona because we have the same problems that California does.
Okay.
We've been very fortunate that we have a really large sanctuary. One of our friends, Ironwood Sanctuary, they're down in the Tucson, Southern California area, Southern Arizona area. They have over like 600 and something pigs, and they have about 400 of them in foster care that they have. So they really pick up the slack for what's going on in Arizona. We have another friend down in Cave Creek, which is Phoenix area. She has over 180 pigs on her location. So because we kind of have these really big partners out here that are doing most of the work in Arizona, it gives us some flexibility to we help with Northern Arizona area, and then we can really help with Southern California with our efforts. But obviously it's a huge problem. I mean, on a daily basis, we're just getting bombarded with owner surrenders and stray pigs and neglect cases where there's 8, 20, 50 pigs on a property because people didn't fix them and just let them breed and breed. Across the United States, a problem. We see huge problems in Texas and in Florida. It's, it's so sad. And if you look at the way that people treat cats and dogs and how many are euthanized and dumped on a daily basis, I mean, pigs are unfortunately no different.
I know. And probably worse.
Yep. Yeah, because people view them as food.
People don't think about eating their dog or cat.
That was one of the saddest things we got when we were working on the big neglect case with a bunch of our friends. Is that people were,
don't make me sad, Colleen.
Well, I don't want to make you sad.
Don't upset me.
Oh, but it was really sad. Like people are like, why are you spending all this money on spaying and neutering all these pigs and trying to find them homes? Why don't you just have a barbecue?
Okay. Yeah. That's bad. That's bad, but it's not as bad as I thought where you were going. And I'm like, do not tell me that people started eating their pets.
They do. And we have to fight at the shelters quite often too, especially when we try to help with some bigger, what you'd consider farm size pigs. And unfortunately, some of these shelters, we have to bid against butchers who come to the shelter that want to try and eat somebody's previous pet pig because it's cheap to get it from the shelter versus getting it from somewhere else.
Oh my God. That's so
upsetting. People
right,
are.
I'm going to pivot to nicer.
Happy. Yeah. Happy.
Now, do you allow visitation at your
because we're kind of like a smaller neighborhood sanctuary, we every once in a while welcome like a person or two here or there, but we don't have big tours or any educational things like that. And quite frankly, the cost to carry insurance for those types of things it's kind of beyond our means at this point, and we'd rather put the money into more of the rescue work that we're trying to help out with. But our ultimate goal is to get to a place where we can get some bigger property, and we would love to do some educational stuff. And then that would also open up. We have a sanctuary, but we also would be able to do some, meet and greets and maybe potentially get some homes for some of the other pigs.
Right, and spread knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah. You want to see that they're like fun, loving, sentient beings, that you want to live your life with.
That's exactly right. Now, give us an idea of like what are your dreams or your goals for Snouts of Sedona in the next 3 to 5 years?
Dreams or goals, we've been looking around for property. We would like much bigger property, going for 10 acres plus. So that way we would be able to make a bigger impact. Right now, the saddest part is seeing these pigs in the shelter, trying to network and coordinate for them and not being able to personally take them. We would just way rather say, come here, don't spend another day in the shelter, come here, So ultimately we would like a bigger property. And so we are working our way to that. We're doing the best with the space that we have, and we're continuing to put efforts into building it out. We just finished another area on the backside of our property where we put in more fencing, and actually I learned to use I learned to use, we got more coming. So we had to make space. So I learned to use a concrete saw. It was awesome. I cut a hole in the side of our wall, and we put in a door, and we made a new space for welcoming some more pigs. So I think we'll continue to try and, in the meantime, expand and do what we can with this space, but ultimately we'd like to get some bigger space. We would also like to start focusing on some initiatives to stop people from breeding.
Yes.
I mean, I think I love being a sanctuary, but I do feel like a Band-Aid. The
Of
bigger
course
problem,
you are.
right?
Of course
Right.
you are.
So the bigger problem is that like we have irresponsible people who are irresponsibly taking care of their animals, and even the shelters, they don't spay or neuter them when they let the pigs.
Exactly. This is why, as you know, and even in the world of dog and cat rescue, like the rescue and adoption is a Band-Aid. The
Yep.
issue is spaying and neutering.
Yep. Yeah. So
I mean, the issue is spaying and neutering and preventing abuse and neglect, right?
yes.
I mean, that's what we want to do with all animals. We want to spay and neuter so we prevent overpopulation and we prevent unwanted animals, which leads to abuse and neglect.
Yeah, and we want to shut those breeders down that are like telling these lies that you're going to get a small pig,
Yes.
sending these guys off on their way. So I
Right.
mean, if we
Teacup my ass is hashtag.
yeah.
Hashtag teacup my ass every time a breeder does a post.
I love it. Yep. No, it's just devastating just to think about and it's not just the miniature pigs, it's all the pigs. I mean, I saw these adorable Michons that somebody was posting, and it was just a breeder telling you that you could get a 70-pound Michon pig, and it's like no, you can't. That's just absolutely ridiculous, and that's going to be the next wave of pigs that we're all scrambling to try and rescue.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, because I could talk to you all day, but
I love it. Yeah, right back at you.
We're going to get tossed off this live stream soon. So, Colleen, now tell me. Okay, first of all, let's reiterate what this is. This is a fundraiser, Fluffy Cow Coffee fundraiser to benefit Snouts of Sedona, and we donate a portion of every sale, every item sold on our website during the course of the week. It's Thursday afternoon. We started Monday. We end Sunday at midnight. We have wonderful coffee. It's really good coffee, people, like 5-star coffee served in 5-star resort level coffee. And if you don't drink coffee, we have tons of fun swag. We have species specific swag. We have pig swag.
Oh yeah, the adorable pig shirts.
We have the adorable pig shirts. I mean, it's just so cute. I mean, the stuff is so great. So anyway, buy is the message for the next 3.5 days. And we're going to give your fan base, we need to let them know that they're going to get a shortened URL from you should they choose to rebuy down, after this fundraiser. Then we'll still donate to you going forward in time, which is great. Now, the question is, what kind of impact would like $300 have on Snouts of Sedona?
Ooh, so something that we are super excited to work on, that's our next project, is a shade structure for the new area.
Oh, shade structure. I love building shade structures.
Oh, yeah. And we put in our own muscle here. In fact, like if you see the structure behind here.
I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, Jason and I built that ourselves. So we build and do everything ourselves here at this place to save every dollar that we can. And actually Home Depot has been really great and has done some partnering with us too to donate some things. So yeah, so we on $300 can absolutely complete an entire shade structure, a really nice large one for this new area that we've built for the 5 year on their way. So it is a perfect timing, super exciting use of those funds. Now $300 can do a whole lot in the rescue world. I mean, if you think about too, just, pigs in general don't eat an insane amount of food, right? Potbelly pig food, and they're great fruits and veggies and things. And so, I mean, you can feed a whole bunch of pigs with $300 too. But yeah, I think we're just really excited to work on another shade structure, and we're so happy that you are willing to donate proceeds to us. And yes, everybody, you need to buy this coffee. It is magical. Like I can tell you too. So working a job plus running the sanctuary and not getting to sleep a lot, this stuff helps me stay awake and stay alert and keep doing things.
Yeah.
And it tastes so magical and good. And all of them, we have all the different varieties that we've purchased even previous to this fundraiser. So we've been purchasing this coffee. It is spectacular. It makes great gifts too. And the packaging is so adorable.
I know. Incognito.
Yeah, I love it.
Pigs, baby pigs. On the
chickens. Yeah, they're so cute.
Chickens, I know. Deja Mu. It's just UBU decaf, EWE.
I haven't got to try your cold brew. I see you just released it. That looks so good. Yeah.
Totes my goats cold brew. It's fantastic. Baby goats. All right. Now, Colleen, I got to tell you, we love to help build shade structures. We've done it. We did one in South, and as you can see, I'm not at the office. I'm at home. And one of our first fundraisers, I swear, one of our first fundraisers, we ended up donating enough money for them to build a shade structure for their pigs. So we're very happy to do this again. We love to do this again. All right. So now, Colleen, because we've been chatting almost 25 minutes, we have to wrap this up. And we're going to do so by the call to action that you just did. So yes, we want people to buy so that I can write a big old check on Monday and buy that shade structure for those 5 new residents that are coming.
Yes.
It's hot in Sedona.
It gets hot. That sun is hot.
It's
yeah. And
on those babies.
As you've seen a bunch of these walking by, we have a lot of white piggies and they sunburn. So you got to keep them shaded.
That's right. We got to keep them shaded. All right, Colleen, you get the word out. We'll get the word out. We'll try to rustle up some more excitement to get you the shade structure for the new 5 snouts coming to Snouts of Sedona.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all the work that you are doing to help so many. Just truly, deeply appreciate it. There's so few people that are on our side, especially when it comes to potbelly pigs. That is this mishmash of a world. Please, our followers, everybody out there that's watching this, please help purchase some of this amazing coffee, get us a donation, and please continue to purchase beyond this too, because whenever you happen to watch this, you're going to be supporting some sanctuary out there. You're going to be helping some animals, and really, we're all in this together.
That's right. And thank you, Colleen, for what you do for the animals. It's wonderful. We love what we do because we love helping people like you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
Crossed. Let's just kill it.
We say hooves crossed here. Hooves crossed.
That's it. And we will try to write you a big old check on Monday.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate you so much.
All right. You have a great one.
You too. Bye.